Hi, welcome back to my channel. So lately I have been getting a lot of requests to do a particular flip through for this journal here, which is my first Chic Sparrow journal, which I did an unwrapping video last year, sometime last year, and I used it pretty much like as soon as I could. So I would have gotten this just before November, so around October. So this is like thick. It's like absolutely massive. So I'm actually thinking of doing 3 separate videos for each of the 3 inserts. I only used 3 for this one just because of how big it had gotten, and I only ordered 3 of the inserts with the cover here. So I'm going to start with the 5th of November, and that goes to the 19th of November. And within the next few weeks or so, I'm going to be doing the next 2 inserts for you guys. So I ended up using this between the 5th of November and the 17th of December, so that's just over a month. Yeah. These only lasted like a couple weeks each. So firstly is just this one here, and this is like one of my favourite ones I have just because of how I've decorated it with the tissue paper and just the flower and the little gem here. And I had this like flower tape that I used on each of them as well, so along here and up here as well. So I'm going to start off by also saying that there will be bits of paper on some of the pages, and that's just covering some things I don't want to show you guys, just, you know, like personal things. And also there'll be possibly some skipping some dates as well, just because of how long this video might be, or just of there's like just too much information on there to cover, so I just might as well skip it, that I don't want to be shown. And anyway, let's just get started with this flip through. So this insert starts with me talking about how I decorated my inserts and the day I had at work, and with my journal prompt I just said how like textiles was life and this was just my quote of the day. And on this day, I had to hand in a USB for textiles. It was an assessment, and I was talking about how I had to get to school early. And on the bottom here, I was just reading in... on the bottom here, I was just talking about reading Into the Wild, which was my ORT for my English assessment. And just taking notes for that. I wrote about what I did in religion and science. I had a study period and did some homework, and on one of the screens I saw a workshop that's going to be held at the White House Design Institute. So in my study centre we have like these computer, like, I don't know, like, they're not computers but like actually TVs, that's what they're called. They're these TVs and they show like just advertisements and news and all that. And they just showed a photo of the White House Design Institute. They were having a workshop that was going to be there, and I really wanted to go, but I ended up couldn't because I couldn't afford it, and just logistics of me getting down there and getting back. I had made an online order for a new science prac book from Officeworks, and here on this other page I talked about presenting my idea for my textiles major work. And after school I caught the bus into town and I picked up the order I made online. It really was like a few hours until it was ready, so that was good. And this here is just my first washi tape order I got off Wish, and I've just covered my details here, of course. And I just talked about this is my journal prompt. And just something I previously thought I could never do, and that was making coffee, because I never thought I would be able to do it, since I work as in the coffee shop and I'm like one of the baristas, so that's pretty cool. And this was the second order I had made off Wish, and that came as well. And these were just some school newsletter cutouts and just a postal notice for my order to be picked up. I have a tape. What? I have a leaf taped in here. But I forgot the reason why I have it in here. I probably might have written it down why, but I've forgotten from just the top of my head. So this day was Melbourne Cup Day, and for those who don't know what it is, it's just an annual racehorsing event. and my grade gets a dress-up day for it, so we were able to get nice dresses and nice shoes and wear little headpieces, which was really nice. And I was getting a headache when I was riding, so I stopped and started riding again when I felt better. It was a normal school. It was still a normal school day with normal classes, and during lunch we had a fashion on the fields. So we just kind of walked around and showed off our dresses, and the teachers had to vote which one was better and all that stuff. And towards the end of the day, we were allowed to watch the Melbourne Cup race as a whole grade. And my friend, I was just talking about how she wanted to organise a camping trip, but we actually never ended up doing it. I had a feeling we wouldn't be able to, but we just didn't, just because too many of us have jobs and we just couldn't work around it. And on the bottom of the page, I have a tag from the heeled shoes I wore to the Melbourne Cup, and I was able to wear them all day long, so go me. I actually have them sitting in front of me. Well, not really in front of me, but like, I'll actually go show you the shoes I wore. So these are the shoes I wore, and I've actually only worn these twice in total, for the Melbourne Cup and on my birthday. Yeah, I was literally able to reach for these because where I film, it's pretty much like my shoes are like here, and I have my dresser here as well. And I put my shoes like under my dresser kind of thing because it's like lifted on the ground. Anyway, so I have left these pages blank because I was meant to I was meant to print some pages out. Well, print some photos out, but I actually didn't end up doing so just because my printer was broken, and it's still broken, and I just can't be bothered getting it fixed. I could have used my dad's printer, but it's just, I was too lazy. And yeah, I'll probably might print them out eventually, but I've just written Melbourne Cup, and MC, just Melbourne Cup, yeah. I had another school day here, and I went on about trying to not order any Taylor Swift merchandise, because it was pretty expensive. Like, it was about like $80, and actually it was over $100 plus shipping, because I was like ordering as much as I could, but I was saying to myself, no, I can't. I need to save money. Don't buy anything. And there was also a leak in one of my textiles rooms as well, so we had some workers assessing the ceiling and all, and climbing the roof, and we had a substitute teacher and just kept the class going, which was just safe. I don't know if you were allowed to do that, but you know. In one of the classes I had, I saw that Taylor Swift had released her whole Reputation playlist after it was leaked, and I think that was Religion. But when I saw the new song list for her Reputation album, and I was super excited for the album. And here, wrong page. And here I've just got the about to say lyrics, the song list for Reputation, and I got these two songs mixed up, which bothered me. Annoying. This was, of course, another school day, which was good. In textiles, our class was reminded about doing an application for a competition to win some money to buy things for our major work. And after school, I had a driving lesson, and that was my first driving lesson in an automatic car, because, it was my last driving lesson in an automatic car, because I was going to be changing to a manual, because I started an automatic and get used to automatic and then change the manual later on. Anyway, so, this just is from a quote bowl that I picked up for my journal. That was just in my study center at school. And this here was a Friday night, and Taylor Swift's new album was finally released, and I was just had to make that up there. Just point that out. Reputation is finally here. I bought it on iTunes, of course. Like, come on, why not? I couldn't wait till it was out in store, because by the time it was actually released, the store would have actually closed, I think. I don't think I could have actually made it to the store in time. I think that's the reason why, yeah. Well, of course, I was going to buy it regardless. Like a hard copy and iTunes. Like, of course I would. Of course I was going to do that. In modern history, we finished some presentations that we were doing throughout the week. And I went on about this night, and I only wrote about school because I was getting ready at my nan's place to go out. I was listening to Reputation on iTunes when I was writing, and I was loving it 100%. I did something different with the quote of the day in the journal prompt. I put it in a pocket on the page, which is something I haven't really done. I only did this because I didn't have enough room for the quote and the journal prompt. So this was the next morning, and I started talking about the night I had out. I went to Macca's with some of my friends, and we went back to one of her houses and we watched Split. And I got driven back to my nan's, and I stayed over as well. And yeah, that's just what I was talking about. And I think I had work later on that day as well. I also wrote more at the end of the day when I was at home, and I talked about work. I bought the Reputation album, and I had the Taylor Swift Ticks verified fan thingy, and I actually haven't redeemed it at all because it wasn't valid in Australia, which is kind of annoying. I think I remember trying to do it, but like my state, well, more like even the whole country, Australia didn't come up on the map thing, so it was exclusively for America, I think. I kept the receipts from the day I had out with my friends, the day before, I think, and I have a Macca's receipt here, and a craft store as well, where I got some Christmas journal stuff. I think it's this one here. And I've just got a little note from my friend Riley. I think that was when we were in study or something, like during school on the day before I went out. She just wrote a little note for me in study, which was nice of her. And here's just some page decoration. I did a page for Remembrance Day, and I also wrote some of the lyrics for Getaway Car because that was my favourite song on Reputation at that time, and it is still one of my favourites. Here I was just talking about going to work, and before being taken, Mum took me to Spotlight, and I got some fabric for the quilt I am doing for my textiles major work. We then went to the shopping centre and I ordered magazine volumes for Reputation because Taylor Swift released like these magazines along with her album, and I ordered those. I went on the search for one of my friend's birthdays, which was pretty hard. I ended up getting mixed up what time I started for work, and I almost started work late. Then there was some stuff that was happening at work that day, which I prefer not to share. Here it was written memes alive, like describe learning something from a friend, and one of my friends, actually most of them, they love memes, so I think I've learnt that memes alive. And I've just got the quote of the day, and I've just got a little receipt here. I'm just skipping a few days here, and this day was a pretty special day for many people because it was a step further for marriage equality. I had school. On this day, and we had a rolling assembly, which pretty much a year meeting that we all had. For English, we got some handouts, and it was pretty much a chilled out lesson. We had science, and we were watching videos of people swallowing cameras, and to see what happens when digesting food, which was a bit gross to see, to be honest. In ancient history, we had a massive booklet about leisure and activities in Pompeii and Herculaneum. And we did some notes about sanitation and water supply. We had English again because some lessons had been like swapped around, and we'd had it twice that day. And I had only remembered about display night at school, which was that night. So after school, I called Mum and asked if she wanted to come, and so she did. I'd also gotten a call saying my order for my magazines that I ordered had arrived. So I went home, got ready, and we left early because I wanted to go and get the magazines, and I did, and then we went back to school for display night. And what display night is pretty much is just displaying things made throughout the year, especially just mainly like the practical subjects, so textiles, art, woodwork, metalwork, graphics as well, and they also have some drama and music performances. I didn't stay for the performances, I only walked around and looked at the displays. And I almost forgot to mention that Taylor Swift had announced the first dates for a Reputation tour, and they were only for America. So yeah, I was anxiously waiting for the Australian dates as well. So here I've just got some receipts that's been folded in half, and I just got the results for the postal vote for gay marriage. This here was just a quick journal as well, because I was at a sleepover party and I just had the party invitation as well, and I was just saying how embarrassing something happened at work that day, which was just so horrible, and I still don't like thinking about it because it was just so bad, and I just wanted to leave the planet and just disappear. So anyway, so this is the final day for this insert, actually, the 19th that was, and I wrote 3 days worth of stuff, so literally like all this was the one day, and just some other stuff as well. I wrote the first day, so the first day of writing, I had my first driving lesson in a manual, which went good, and I had retreat day for school. I went home after retreat and got dressed in full school uniform to help out ushering for the Year 12 formal. And after the formal, I changed clothes, got food, and went to meet with friends to see a movie showing outside. So that was, I think it was called Cinemas Under the Stars. So it ended up actually being cancelled when we got there because it was sprinkling, and instead the friends and I went to sit inside Macca's to decide what to do. Me and my friend walked to Kmart, which is pretty close to the Macca's where we're at. Afterwards, we all went to my friend's place and we watched Sinister, which was pretty good. Never watched it before and would watch it again probably. I actually really love horror movies, even though they're scary, but I love the horror. Like, I just love being scared in movies. I don't know why, it's just weird. The second day of writing, I was getting picked up from my nan's place and I was going to a water park with some group of friends. The same group of friends that watched Sinister. We ended up getting there really early there. Like, I'm not kidding, like 4 hours early, because my friend thought it was further than it was, but like, no, we were pretty close to it, literally half an hour from it, and he just wouldn't really listen to us, and we just left 4 hours early, which was annoying. So we waited around for a bit, and I wouldn't say it was worth waiting. Actually, wait, hold on. The wait was worth it, but I just didn't want to wait. Like, I just wanted to go to the water park and swim, and yeah. And it was a really good time. One of them had a GoPro, so we got some footage from that. And apart from bruising my knee a billion times, I'll have to say it was pretty fun, and definitely would do it again. So, straight after the water park, I went home and got ready for work, and when I went to work, I had one of the most bad things ever happen to me, and I just wanted to disappear, which was part of why this is all hidden, I think. And I'm just literally have my head in my hands, just thinking, why did this happen? And no, I am not telling you what happened. I might later on in life, but not right now. Anyway, so after work, my mum came and got me and my friend. Actually, I'm flipped too early, I think. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, wait. Really? Oh, I think I flipped too early, maybe. Yeah. So me and my friend, we got picked up by my mum and we went to the party. And when we got there, they were all watching The Babadook, which is like an Australian horror movie. And we had pizza, had fun party games, and I woke up at my friend's place and got ready for work. And I called my mum, and she came and got me and one of my other friends. So, yeah. So we dropped one of my friends off. Actually, no, wait. I think my mum dropped me off first, then dropped my friend off. yeah, got dropped off at work, and I think it was better than the day before. I had lots covered here because, yeah, reasons. Here I've just got a receipt from Kmart and just some packaging from a display book I bought that day when I was saying we went to Kmart after the Cinemas Under the Stars thing. And some people, they were handing around some pamphlets, and I took one of them for this cafe. And there's just stuff here from Retreat. Just some things about memories and all that. Won't show them. This is also kind of like all messed up here because it was raining, so I just shoved it in my bag and my bag got wet as well. And yeah, I think that's it pretty much. I've just got stuff. Oh, this is from the water park. This little pamphlet here, and it's got the wristband that we were given, and I've just got a receipt here. And I forgot what this is. Oh, I know where this is from. I got this from someone, and I just got this from someone as well. Won't mention who, but let's just leave it at that. And that's the first insert done for this Chic Sparrow journal. And hopefully I'm going to get these two done soonish. I'm thinking of doing this one, then a different video, then this one, then a different video, and then, you know, like so on. Until I get to this one. So that's all for those. Well, for that one, I should say. And I think that's the end of the video. I'm not sure how long this went for, because I haven't looked at my camera at all. And if it is not filming, I'm probably going to just scream, and you guys won't be able to hear, because it won't be filming, of course. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment anything you'd like to see from me, and follow my Instagram page, The Journaling Addict. And I'll link that in the description, and I will see you all later. Bye!